How's it going, everybody? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Happy Thursday, y'all. Welcome back to Boxem Office Hours. If you guys are watching on the replay, I'm live this time every Thursday answering y'all's questions about selling on Amazon, all that good stuff. Just kind of scaling about here in 2026. Been loving seeing a bunch of guys start posting some results from those. You guys that kind of started as a New Year's resolution thing, something like that. Starting to see people getting those first, 5, 10, $20,000 in sales rolling in. Super cool to see. And yeah, just pop any questions you guys have in chat. Now is kind of good to be getting after. If you guys want to get like a quick example of any like products that are being sold by other resellers, looking at any like Valentine's Day candy listings, like Valentine's decorations. I was looking at like these weird like overpriced Valentine's candles. I actually sourced those and broke that down in the new YouTube video today, along with some other like just profitable stuff I was sourcing, using some of the new sourcing methods now that are possible with just bulk ungating and just kind of all the benefits that come with that. And yeah, it's a good day to be kind of getting after it. So yeah, let me know what questions you guys have as you're popping on in here. I'll be live for 30 minutes or so. And sweet. Yeah, let's get after it here. Let's see. Yeah, and I was actually hitting some retail arbitrage this morning as well. I was out at like a TJ Maxx out in the wild, that kind of thing. There's profit all over the place. Might see some of that content here soon. Let's see. Should you start your reprice for all your items are in back order? No. Yeah, good question, man. So you don't want to run the repricer while like you don't have stuff available for sale, because you might drive the prices down kind of unnecessarily. Um, yeah, like if if you're not even in stock yet, maybe it's on the way to the FBA warehouse and you're lowering the prices on somebody else. Like you're not even able to make the sale, and you still might be driving the prices down on the listing, basically. So yeah, you want to start repricing products as soon as it actually hits the warehouse and checks in. That way you can set it like the highest possible point, and just kind of max out your profit, basically. Let's see, where do you get your inventory? Any basic, most of it comes from big websites. So like for example, you're gonna find stuff like this, right? It's like a toy. I bought it for $12. I think it was $12. There's a sticker on it. Yeah, just $12. When I bought it, it was going for like $30 on Amazon, for example. And just buying name brand stuff and selling that back on Amazon, basically. Yeah. And you can either go to local retail stores. That's like the honestly the easiest place to learn is like local retail stores, just because you're scanning stuff that's on the shelf. Or kind of honestly the easiest way to source products in general for online arbitrage, like buying from websites, changed a couple weeks ago, and I actually just posted a video on YouTube today, breaking down kind of that newer sourcing method. That is going to make it a lot easier to find your first products, especially if you're like a newer Amazon seller, kind of new to the game. That video will make it a lot simpler, kind of breaking down how to source things that are already ungated for you, basically, instead of having to you always have to like send the invoices and stuff. See, watching a video from me right now. That's appreciate it, Sev. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, got a lot of content up on YouTube and stuff. Sweet, and I see you. Guys are on Instagram, Facebook, all over the place. So let me know what questions you guys have. Wherever you are, I'm seeing the comments all over the place, and yeah, it's a good day to get after here. Let's see. You one man show? No. So my business, I mean, I own it by myself, but I hire people to source products. I hire people to ship the products for me, all that kind of stuff. So like all the sourcing and buying inventory and that kind of stuff is done by virtual assistants. So usually people just like in the Philippines, Colombia, something like that, sourcing a bunch of products. We'll buy those products. I'll ship them to a prep center, which is like a third-party company that does my like shipping to Amazon for me, and then yeah, it goes to Amazon's warehouse, starts selling, and just kind of repeat the process from there, basically. Let's see. Are you the creator of Boxem? I wasn't like sitting there coding it. That's above my pay grade, but I am the owner. Yeah, I'm one of the co-owners at Boxem. Yeah, basically, kind of the best tool for getting ungated automatically, tracking your shipments, making shipments, getting analytics done. There's an AI assistant, like kind of the whole like back end process of selling on Amazon is what you'll do on Boxem. What'd you make in your first couple months? Like very little. Like it took me a while. I was kind of like trying to learn on my own. There wasn't really, yeah, because I started in 2018, so there really wasn't much like information at all out there to begin with. So I was like kind of learning on my own. I didn't have that much money. So it took me like two or 3 months to have my first $1,000, which is a lot slower than it would be reasonable to do it these days. But yeah. And then my first year was like right around 30 grand in profit on my first year of selling on Amazon. So I was happy with that. It was like my first year in college. So I was a freshman in college, made 30K in profit on Amazon, and obviously grew the snowball from there. But that's how my first year went. Let's see. What's the best way to sell on Amazon for new sellers? Yeah, so that honestly changed. Like the best way to get started. Um, so easiest way, figure out what your account can sell, right? Different brands have different like qualifications. So you're going to go to Boxem, you're going to click bulk ungating. Now you have a list of 50 to 100 brands that you're auto approved to sell for $0. And then you start storefront stalking. So you're going to look at people who sell those brands that now you're approved to sell. You're going to compare those to products all across the internet. And let's say you got automatically approved to sell like Avia, which is like a Walmart brand of like shoes. When you search that brand, you're looking for things that are like half-ish of what it costs on Amazon. Right. So you just figure out what you can sell with Boxem, and then you go source it with SellerAmp. That's like the short answer. Obviously, there's a lot of like nuance and stuff we can get into. So let me know if you have like specific questions, or if you just want to see like everything all in one place. You can just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. That's Fields of Profit free course. There's like a 5 hour long YouTube video I made for you that breaks down like the whole business model basically. Let's see. After a bunch of denials, should you keep trying to ungate or return the product? I would just keep going. There's no reason not to, unless you have like a ton of inventory tied up in that. But I'm glad you're like continuing to submit on that. A lot of people just like give up right away. For sure. How much is Boxem a month? So it starts at $38 a month if you do annual, which is like that's how you'll need to like track your profit, make shipments, all that kind of stuff. In terms of like tools you need, SellerAmp for sourcing, and then Boxem for inventory management, creating shipments, AI, analytics, that kind of thing. Let's see. How do you get a supplier from China to ship to Amazon? So beyond some samples of like some random stuff, I've never actually sourced products from China. You don't need to do that. You can just buy and sell products that are already in demand. So for example, like this is actually something I got at like a local retail store. I buy stuff like this from big websites, retail stores. Sometimes I'll be shopping at wholesalers, but mostly just retailers, and selling it for more on Amazon. It kind of skips a lot of the like the just a lot of the complexity that comes with importing things and creating listings and buying ads and your own branding and that kind of stuff, right? Especially if you're just trying to make your first 10, 20, 100,000 bucks online. There's no reason to try to create like a crazy expensive product. Yeah, you can try Boxing for free. Yeah, it's free for your first 2 weeks. Let's see. What do you do when you're trying to add an item and Amazon gives you an error? I've never seen that error, Katrina. I might open a case with Amazon if you're getting like a weird error. Usually the error code I've seen if you're trying to list something will be generic. So if like the brand says generic on the Amazon listing, technically not supposed to sell that. What's up, Christy? Said I assume you're talking about the free course as a good resource. You've watched it. Awesome. Yeah. Um, good to see you in here. Let me know if you have any questions and stuff. Do you link Boxem to your Amazon seller account? Yeah. So it'll interact with your Amazon seller account so that it can auto ungate things for you. It will like track your profit, make shipments, that kind of stuff. You just link it up one time and it'll be integrated for you. Sweet. If an item has a no retail receipt or order confirmation, what can you use to ungate? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like sometimes Amazon will give you like weird denial reasons for ungating. You can just submit like order confirmations plus the tracking info that proves that you actually bought it is good to go. Let's see. You can't sell anything anymore. Just run the auto ungate checker on Boxem. You'll have probably Revelations. You've been selling for a little bit, man, right? So yeah, you can just run the auto ungate checker, and you'll have a new list of brands you can sell. Let's see. What's up, Sabrina? You said packaging as you speak. Boxem's a game changer. Can you explain FBM in short? Yeah, I mean, so like usually people do a little bit of FBM, so you're doing it. You did the hard way first, which is fine. So now when you want to test FBM, you'll just list it the same way as an FBA offer. Obviously, just switch the toggle, list it as an FBM. And then when the customer buys it, you ship it to the customer directly instead of shipping it to the warehouse first. Which now you can like test products a little bit faster. Basically, yeah. Let's see. Do you warehouse any of your inventory? No. So I use a prep center, which is like a third party company. I just pay them per unit to like label, ship, prep all my stuff for me. Some people will do the warehouse route. I just didn't want to deal with like managing a warehouse, warehouse staff, that kind of thing. It's like slightly more expensive to do the prep center route, but just for like the type of business I wanted to build, I'm happy with the decision. Let's see. What's up, man? Stan Cax, how's it going? Let's see. Can't look up things on your desktop. SellerAmp. Yeah. So there was like a weird Chrome issue that like had made some people's SellerAmp act a little wonky. If you update your SellerAmp extension, it should fix it. Yeah. Update SellerAmp. Update your Chrome. It'll fix it. There was like a weird Chrome bug today or something like that. Can you please explain section 3? So, section 3 is one of the reviews, like the types of reviews Amazon might do on like some of your products. And it's basically just saying, Amazon's basically just saying, hey, we noticed you're selling this name brand product. We need proof that you sell name brand products that aren't fake, right? So in that case, you would just take the invoices from wherever you've been buying, whether that's Kohl's, Walmart, Walgreens, Target, some mom and pop shop down the street, right? As long as you're buying inventory from legitimate suppliers, you'll be fine. Section 3 complaints are like random audits that are designed to remove Amazon sellers from the platform who are like buying counterfeits or shopping from Temu and pretending it's name brand clothes and stuff like that, right? That's what those reviews are trying to get rid of. So yeah, just with all things Amazon, make sure you're always buying from legitimate sources, even if it's just like 5 units here and there. Like always make sure you're buying legit stuff. Like that one random product just isn't worth your Amazon account, and you'll be good to go. What's a good product to start selling on Amazon? Like anything can be profitable, and I sell all kinds of different random stuff. Good place to start, like, is if you have any, like, personal interest in a particular niche, maybe you're into fishing or, you like doing makeup, stuff like that, right? You know good brands, you probably know, like, there's good, like, sales on those brands, and that can be a good, like, just, like, inspiration to get started. But honestly, like, anything can be profitable. So if you don't have any, like, particular interest that you can think of, you can just start reverse sourcing and seeing what other Amazon sellers are having success on. Right. So you'll just, like I was talking about earlier, you'll run that scan to figure out what your account's auto approved to sell on Boxem. Start plugging those brands in on SellerAmp and start sourcing from there. Basically, you kind of have those lists of things that start digging through and figuring out what's on sale and that kind of thing. Can you start with just one product? Yeah, everyone's got to start with one, right? Like, I would love to start with 100,000 products, but yeah, you can start with one product. You can start with 1 unit of one product if you want to. Like, just test the water, see how it goes. For sure. Let's see. Join late. What's the business? Yeah. So I just buy and sell name brand stuff from like retailers, retail websites, sometimes some wholesalers, and flip that on Amazon for a profit. Just buying and selling stuff that already sells. So yeah, let me know if you have any like specific questions and stuff. Sweet. Um, Bad time to review. Drew, you can send me the ASIN on like Discord or something if you want me to review that product for you. Happy to do so. I'm streaming on like a couple different places, so it'd be like I'd be reviewing nothing for some people. Let's see. You need just to start. One's enough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If like there, if you, it's easy to see like people hitting like crazy goals and all that kind of stuff all over the internet. People seeming like they're buying Lamborghinis and stuff like that. But number one, like that's not everyone's goal. Some people's goal is to just make $1,000 a month, and that's great, right? Um, And on the same side of that, like you might see somebody they grew super fast. They might have had $100,000 to start their business with. The only thing you can control is making sure that you're buying inventory as often as possible, getting better at your skills as much as possible. Right? That's what you can control. Um, Sweet. Yeah, Buckeye, if you want to learn everything, like there's a free course on YouTube. You're saying like you want to get into courses or something like so you can just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. There's a 5-hour video on YouTube that like explains everything that I do. Just like how I source products, how to get ungated, all that kind of stuff. Do the fees from Amazon eat up a lot? How do you work around that? Yeah, so the Amazon fees for Like the average product will be about 30% of what it sells for. So let's say just for clean numbers, let's say you sell a $100 product. Typically, how that's gonna break down is you spent $50 to buy that item. Just like from a reselling perspective, usually your cost of goods as a percentage of revenue will be right around 50%. The 30-ish percent will go to Amazon, and then that last 20% is your gross profit. Obviously, some items have higher fees and lower fees proportionally than that, but that's like on an aggregate level, your percentages will be pretty similar to that. Let's see. What if a product has the same name, same image, but a different UPC? If as long as the customers are getting exactly what they like see in the picture and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with that. Same goes for like when the packaging gets updated or something like that. You'll see that pretty often. Let's see. Goal is to have 1,001 ASINs. I like that revelations. You guys can one up each other over and over again. That'd be good banter. Let's see. Do they list the products on Amazon or do you list the products on Amazon or do they do that for you? So the products I sell are listings that already exist. So like if you look up this like Halo, what is this? I don't even know, controller holder of some kind. Cable guys, controller holder. When I found the product, there was already a listing on Amazon. And it was already selling with existing demand. So my goal is to buy as many of these things as possible that I can get cheaply. That's the hard part that already sell on Amazon. That's the easy part. Finding things that already sell is easy. Finding them cheap enough to make a profit, that's like the hard part. And that's where like different sourcing methods and like going to retail stores, like however you like to source products will come into play. And yeah, if you want to see like the specifics on how I like to dig through profit and stuff, like I've got a bunch of videos on YouTube, and there's also a free course up in my bio or down below, depending on what platform you're watching on. Um, Let's see. Why do orders stay pending for over a week sometimes? So a lot of times an order might stay pending if like a customer like honestly like didn't have enough money on their credit card or something like that, and the charge is like stuck there for a second. Um, yeah, they'll come out of pending though. Let's see. There's a place, to show us all the fees, right? Yeah, so, like, when you're sourcing products on the page, you'll look at SellerAmp, and it'll show you, like, how much the fees on everything are, and then after you're selling the products, like, Amazon will show you some of the fees, and then if you wanna see, like, true profit and loss and stuff, then that's where you'll see, your Boxem profit report, essentially, yeah. Let's see. Do you just order stuff to your house and then ship it back out via USPS? No. So, like, that's kind of how I started. When I started, I was buying stuff, like, at local stores and, like, shipping it to my house, and then I would ship it to Amazon. But we have partnered UPS rates as, like, Amazon sellers, and you get those shipping rates buying the shipping through Amazon or buying the shipping through Box. Um, so you're not, like, using USPS, but, like, in a way, yeah, you're buying stuff, you're shipping it back out. It goes to the Amazon warehouse, and then when it hits the warehouse, Amazon starts shipping it to your customers for you, like, as people start buying it and stuff. Let's see, you notice the sale price on Walmart is usually the same on Amazon. Do you ever buy and hold when the price goes back up? Typically, no. You especially when you're newer, like, the main bottleneck is gonna be money pretty quickly. Like finding products is the hard part for the first usually like 2 to 3 months, sometimes less than that, sometimes more. After that, like having enough money to buy products is the hard part. So at that point, it doesn't make a lot of sense to buy something that might be profitable in the future when there's so many things that are profitable right now. Yeah, there's like kind of a whole world of getting into like, buying discontinued products or buying things that, will be discontinued, which is not a that's not a business model I'd suggest for people, like, kinda just getting straight into it, just 'cause it takes a little more knowledge, like data reading, that kinda thing, to be able to predict when things might be a lot more expensive or when prices are gonna stay the same. Sweet. Let's see. Just joined. You offer a course outlining the steps to get involved. Yeah. So there's a free video. I made a free course on YouTube. So just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. There's also free resources up here, and we do have a paid program as well if you want to hop on like calls and that kind of stuff. Because that takes our time, and that's the FBA roadmap. Let's see. Can you buy products with coupons? Yeah, you're pretty much always going to be buying stuff with coupons. Yeah, that's kind of like the that's like that's the key, to be honest, is Good items, you don't find good items, you make them good, right? What I mean by that is you find it, you maybe you find an item for 15 bucks, it sells for 20 bucks on Amazon. Then your goal from there is to be like, all right, I see a 20% coupon. I see I can get 15% off with discounted gift cards. And I see if I join their loyalty program, they'll give me 5% back. Okay, now I've made that item that was not profitable into something that is profitable. Um, yeah, that's kind of like margin creation is huge. Let's see. Are people taking off faster with the new Boxem feature? Yeah, so the new Boxem like auto engate definitely makes it way simpler to figure out what you can even sell in the starting point, right? Because previously, probably the biggest complaint I heard from new sellers was like, I can't get on gated to sell anything. So now you can just go click bulk on gate. You have 50 to 100 opportunities just like sitting there right in front of you. Even if you're a new seller and for people that have been selling for a while, it's auto ungating like 500 plus brands. Besides books, what was your first niche? Yeah, I sold books for like the first year as a seller, and then after that, the first thing I sold like name brand products wise was toys. Yeah, specifically, I remember the first product I sold that was not a book was like this weird off-brand like Penn State Lego helmet type of thing. And that was the first thing that I found that actually made some money. Um, yeah. Let's see. Sweet, appreciate you, Hector. Yeah, I made your first FBA shipment with Boxem. Awesome. Yeah, glad you're getting some stuff out there. Have you made a sale yet, or is that like your first stuff that is getting out of the warehouse there? For sure. Um, you'll have access to both of us on the roadmap, Dennis. Yeah, so you can just hop in there. For sure. You can check out the link down below if you want to hop on those calls and stuff with us. Let's see. Is the only way to do it hands-free is by using prep centers? How much profit do you use by using prep centers? Yeah, so if you don't wanna ship stuff yourself, which I don't wanna be, like, put stuff in boxes all day, um, so I use prep centers as well. It costs like a dollar to $2 a unit per unit, obviously, depending on how much stuff you're sending. So you can kind of run the math from it, obviously. Usually, you'll just make sure, like when you're sourcing, I'll make sure that I bake in like an extra dollar and a half for everything that I source, so that after I pay for, boxes and prep costs and that kind of stuff, like there's still plenty of money to be made. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I've liked selling on Amazon for this long, is you can kind of make it into something that is more of like a legit business, right? Like you're not always having to do all the shipping, you're not always having to do all the sourcing, that kind of thing. Um, yeah. Let's see, does Boxem automatically list, or is it only for tracking? No, so you can list products on Boxem, you'll track your profit on Boxem, you'll make the shipments on Boxem. You can use the AI assistant on Boxem, you can get automatically ungated on Boxem, and you can also get more feedback automatically on Boxem. That's what it'll do for you. Let's see, you made 2 sales already, tried that was FBM. Nice, yeah. Made a mistake, the shipment took your profit. Yeah, that's probably like a lot of people's first sales. That's learned your lesson. Good, yeah. That's how you gotta look at, like, a lot of the first stuff you'll sell on Amazon, like, maybe you lose 5 bucks, you lose 10 bucks, but you're like, "Alright, I learned for next time," kinda thing. Yeah, so you learned, obviously, gotta make sure you're baking in shipping costs before the profit numbers look really good before you include shipping costs for sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do have to pay for that. But you made your first sales. That's the more important step. Do you think it's smart to start Amazon FBA in 2026? I mean, what I usually say is like, as long as you're willing to put effort into something that requires capital to grow and requires time to grow, but works effectively for hundreds of thousands of people, yes, you should start. If you're not willing to put in time and money, then you don't start. Like you're not gonna see success. Um, appreciate you, Colton. Down like over 50 pounds at this point. Let's see. You have 6K saved. What business model would you suggest? OA or wholesale? OA for sure. Wholesale starts to make sense after you have like a catalog of online arbitrage products and you want to source them in much larger bulk. What I usually say is if you want to be $100,000 a month or less Amazon seller, you should just do online arbitrage. If you want to grow beyond that, you should start introducing wholesale as you start hitting, 30 to $50,000 a month mark. It's just way easier to scale faster with OA. Long term, it'll be easier to like place restocks and stuff wholesale for sure. Send me a PM. Sounds good, Drew. Yeah, I'll be hopping off here, and before too long, I'll take a look at the, let's see, putting in the work, Colton. Like, sounds like you're about to be putting in the work on Amazon, so I'll trade you orange bar for that, yeah. Let's see, based in yeah, so I've been selling out of the US. If you're in Canada, do you need a license to sell on Amazon US? I'm not exactly sure how that works, like, international business law-wise, that's not something I had to figure out. From, like, a seller account creation perspective, there's lots of Canadians that sell on Amazon US just 'cause, there's a lot more of us down here, and we love spending money we don't have more than, like, any other country, which means more stuff sells on Amazon US, like, proportionally as well. Let's see. How can you choose good products to sell on Amazon? So there's, like, general criteria that I look for. Like, if you go to the free course in my bio, there's, like, a page and a half long checklist of everything that I look for if you really want, like, the full nitty-gritty of what I look for. Um, but, yeah, I mean, overall, you just kinda need to start sourcing. Auto ungated storefront stalking is, like, the technical term for what you wanna do when you're starting. For sure. Let's see, is only FBA fine or is FBM optimal? You can do just FBA. At this point, I'm mostly FBA, especially outside of Q4. Pretty much all FBA. FBM is more for, like, having the ability to test products quickly, and then you can go deep. You'll sell more stuff. All else equal, an FBA seller will make more sales than an FBM seller, but the FBM seller makes the first sale sooner, if that makes sense, because the FBM seller didn't have to wait for things to check in at the warehouse. Let's see. In the auto ungate list on Boxem, is there any food brands in there? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's like 1,800 brands. So just go run your store through it, and you'll see. It'll show you. You can download the report of everything it checked, and you'll see all the categories and that kind of stuff it checked for you. Let's see. You find that having to ship items back that take a dump in price, you just lower the item's price, get your money back. Yeah, exactly, for sure. Like, there's no reason to, ship stuff back just 'cause it's not as profitable. That's a good way of thinking about it, Revelations. Usually I kind of you wanna set, like, predetermined, like, after X days, if I haven't made my sales, I'm gonna lower it to X ROI. So for me, like, if we don't make a sale after the first 30 days, I'm usually lowering it to about 15 to 20% ROI, depending on what the product is, unless there's, like, a reason why the price might go back up in the future, and then just kinda gradually lower the price. That way, you don't end up holding things for too long where it just didn't shake out how you hoped, but you can get that money back and buy something where it might actually shake out how you hope. Should you start private label or wholesale? You should start neither because both of them are pretty expensive ways to start. You wanna do online arbitrage or retail arbitrage. Let's see, you've been following for a while, never fully committed, just trying to start this year. Yeah, get after it, man. See, getting the ungating stuff seems overwhelming. Yeah, so I mean, the first time you do it, definitely can be kinda confusing, but, yeah, you can always, like, get that quick list of auto ungates on Boxem, and then, as you're buying things that are branded, just submitting the invoices. Like, the best case, usually where I like to source products if I can, is directly from, like, the brand's website. Those are gonna be, like, your best bet for getting, approved easier. See. Appreciate you, Pat. Um, let's see. Difference between retail and online arbitrage. So retail is in person, online is at the s or, at from a website. So retail arbitrage, you're going to like a TJ Maxx or a Walmart, physical store. Online, you're sitting at home, you're chilling on the laptop. That's why, like, so the real differentiator, like, retail arbitrage is easier, harder to scale. Online arbitrage is harder, easier to scale, like, from a getting started perspective. Your shipping label printed too, do you need to put both on the box? Yeah, so you're probably seeing the UPS label as one and then the FBA label as the second one. If they're the exact same label, just you're good to just do one. Let's see, how do you respond to a customer saying that the item and packaging is damaged in Seller Central? If it was, uh yeah, if it I mean, it's kinda like if it was your fault, you might be on the hook to, replace it. Otherwise, you can have them file a claim with Amazon if you think it was, like, the shipper's fault. Yeah. See, RA is better for FBM, not necessarily. Um, just be like, you'll find plenty of FBM friendly things doing RA, I would say. I can tell you. It's not necessarily, like, better to FBM. Some products are gonna be better FBA, some products are gonna be better FBM. It doesn't really like, it doesn't matter how you source them, it's gonna be product dependent, if that makes sense. Um, for retail arbitrage, do all brands need ungating? Not all of them. Like, if you wanna sell Starbucks, yeah, you're gonna have to get ungated. But there's a fair amount of brands that if you just try to apply to sell, you'll get approved automatically. Those are good places to start. You can run your store through the Boxem bulk ungate check, and it'll show you, like, 50 to 100 brands that you're able to sell. You That's, like, a free way to check too. It's not gonna cost anything to, like, submit those, ungate requests. Let's see, how do you know whose fault it was? So, like, if you packaged it pretty well and that kinda thing, you could make the case. It also depends if it was FBM or FBA. If it was FBA, you can definitely blame them. FBM honestly might still be able to. You're looking for a safety claim is what you're looking for if the, customer's throwing a fit. Let's see, on the list of ASINs unboxing, you look at the first 100, there's like 10 you can make money right now just from Walmart. Yeah, that's like a whole 'nother world is selling stuff on Walmart. Like, yeah, you don't wanna be, um, one platform dependent forever. If you wanna sell, just put in the work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's cool you're, digging from some of that for Walmart selling as well. I like it. Remember there's tons of sales in stores as well online. Yeah, exactly. Like, TJ Maxx and Ross and that kind of stuff will do like, yellow tag clearances. They'll do clearances like right after Christmas when like the Christmas toys didn't sell and that kind of thing. Yeah, there's lots of different things to, check out there. See, that is correct. Appreciate your revelations. Wanna help others make money. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Let's see, you applied, still waiting for Walmart to open. Yeah, like it can take a second to get approved for Walmart. It's a good backup marketplace for Amazon though, for sure. Sweet. Probably gonna go ahead and wrap up here for the day. Good vibes today, though. Good questions. I'm live this time, 4 p.m. Eastern every Thursday for Boxem office hour. So always pop back in. Let me know if you guys have questions. If you guys are on YouTube, you can hit the little bell down here, and you'll remember when I go live. And yeah, appreciate all you guys tuning in. Free course up here or down below, depending on where you're watching. If you want to just kind of keep tapping in, learning more about selling Amazon, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, y'all. Thanks.